And good morning, nerds. Thank you for tuning in today's episode of Tethered by the Table. My name is Nathan, and this is a public reminder to use your bardic inspiration. They want you to use it really, really badly.
I'm Megan. And tip for you all, do not eat a 12-piece wing from Popeyes the night before you have to stream. Not a good idea.
Crazy though, because I just had wings yesterday, but I didn't have the experience that you did. So maybe it just has to do with the Popeye part. But
Yeah.
if the coffee hasn't hit yet and you fall back asleep, or you just can't stand to look at us, don't worry. The recording of this session and an audio-only version will be posted on our YouTube channel the following Friday, and you can view our channel by searching Tethered by the Table on YouTube or following the link in our bio. And if short form content is not your style, search Tethered by the Table on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube for periodic snippets of our shenanigans. But Megan, where are we? What are we doing?
Well, Gatria and I found ourselves in a little cave. But last week I somehow was able to weasel Gatria in with me, and we have made our way to the Stormwatch cave. So it was the Stormwatch Tower until I think it was the third or so episode you threw a horde of zombies at me. And so
It would have
they
been like five, maybe five.
we'll have, we'll we'll have to watch the clip.
We'll
But
have to run it back.
yeah. But oh yes, it is now Stormwatch Cave. We are making our way to trying to find Cab. And as we entered the cave, we went left. Should have went right maybe, but we are now kind of in with some spiders. But
Some spiders.
mhm.
Hell
And
yeah.
we'll see how Gatriar is good with fighting. He keeps saying that he's not a fighter. Maybe we'll make him one yet. So
You'll make him into a fighter, don't you worry. Okay, in that case, then I'd say that's pretty accurate. You guys have made it into the Stonemarch Caves, wandered down a cave, and found yourself amidst some spiders. Ultimately, where we are at this point is you have stepped kind of into this cave here. I'll switch the camera real quick. Bada boom. You've stepped into the cave here and found yourself, I'd say, ankle deep in spiders. The walls and the floor all seem to gurgle and bubble with just the sea of spiders and arachnids that are all over the place, crawling up the walls, hanging around the floors. They don't seem to be bothered by your presence as of yet, but that is to say, you haven't really done anything just quite yet. So at this point, what are you looking to do as you and Gatria are in the middle of it, as one might say?
how how light on your feet are you, Gatriar?
And Gatria looks and goes, I've I have no clue what that even means. What do you mean light? Am I sneaking through here?
Yeah, yeah. Well, obviously we don't want to start something with these spiders.
And he kind of looks and goes, I mean, I can do my best. I mean, I've back in my cat burglar days, I wouldn't say I was terrible, but it's been a while.
Course you were a cat burglar. All right. Okay, this is the
Excuse me.
plan.
Yeah.
we're gonna we're gonna try to avoid any spot worth noting. So let's just sneak through. Let's try to be one with the spiders and make our way over.
Okay. So, I'd like to say that there's a couple of different ways you can do this. I feel like if you are trying to step around and just kind of not be a bother to the spiders around you, then you can, then I'd say roll a stealth check. If you're trying to kind of step where there are no spiders, or kind of like step in like the small gap that you're seeing, I'd say roll an athletics check.
Okay, let's. They're both the same number.
I think they both.
So
I was saying that, and I think they're both dexterity.
yeah. So let me just. That is a 10
10.
for stealthily.
Okay. 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 Gatriar has rolled a 22, and so you see him begin to
Wow.
kind of meticulously like step through, even like kind of pausing and waiting for the spiders to like kind of disperse underneath his feet before he steps down. And he begins to kind of traverse his way through this through this cave. Now you are starting to step, and you're kind of one watching where Gatriar is doing because you feel like you're supposed to be you're very aware of where he's at because I mean both you guys are in this cave together. You want to make sure that you're taking your teammate out with you. And so you're very aware where he is and trying to make sure that he is not getting into trouble, which is kind of detrimental to your steps. And you begin to kind of walk a little bit. Even you can kind of feel the crunching beneath your feet in certain steps where you realize that you're stepping on the spiders. And at this point, the one second while I do this here. One moment. I'm just going to. Where is it? Where? One second. I can't believe this. The only thing I have to mess with is a swarm of insects, even though
You don't have like any
spiders aren't insects.
spiders?
I got the legacy stuff. I guess fine. Then we can do the legacy
Like there's a bunch of monsters.
swarm of insects. It's swarm of insects in parentheses spider. What the heck? Okay.
Oh, I see.
We're just gonna do you some of the. Okay, stop that. Stop that. Here we go. Some of these you start to notice kind of some spiders are stopping what they're doing and now kind of have their attention on you, just because you stepped on a couple of their brothers and sisters now, and so you notice that there are a couple of kind of larger groups that kind of begin to kind of huddle together or maybe start to kind of focus on you a little more than what they were doing, while the rest of the spiders are beginning to kind of disperse through because of fear. Now, do you want to keep on doing what you're doing, or do you want to switch up a tactic?
Uh, um, where did the glow stick end up falling?
The glow stick would have ended up right about like here-ish. And I'll let you kind of retroactively pick that up if you plan on picking it up. I don't remember if you picked it up on the while you were in the
No,
last
I
session.
didn't care to. Um,
I
oh,
was leaving the door open for you to say, "Oh yeah, I picked it up," and then you have it on you. But if you wanted to stay over there,
yeah,
then you're more than welcome to.
it could stay over there. That's
Okay.
fine. I, j- I was thinking of sending Toll out, but he's not gonna. He's just gonna go towards. He's gonna go the opposite way of where I want him to go. So
He might listen to you. He might.
come on, he likes all these. He likes all things shiny. I
You're right.
keep him
You're right.
for his personality.
No, I
Um.
get you.
All right. Well. All right. Uh. I'm. How you doing over there, Gatriar?
And Gatriar, who's kind of inspecting his boots, and he goes, "Well, I'm trying not to get my boots dirty, but I haven't really noticed the spiders, if I'm being completely honest."
He's gonna turn and look, and I'm gonna pull up my foot, and he's just gonna see like the gunk kind of sticking to
Rush
my
spiders and
yeah.
legs kind of sticking around, and you're gonna see him
Stuck.
kind of like dry heave. He goes, "Oh, I just hope that leather wasn't expensive."
Um, you wouldn't by chance have any more of those glow sticks around, do you?
And he kind of he opens up the pouch that's connected to his belt, and sits there, pulls out another one of those vials. He goes, I got two more,"
All right. Throw it my way, would ya?
and he tosses it over. It's not activated yet.
All right. I gotta shake it, right?
Yeah.
Gotta shake it. All right. And I'm gonna pull Toll out. Like, hey bud, look at this. Look at this. And I'm going to try to where is it? I'm gonna try to throw it over here.
Okay. And what's the intention? Are you trying to attract spiders over in that direction?
Yes, and I'm hoping that with the light and also Toll, that they would be more interested in. and what's going on over
Okay.
here.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and make a athletics check just to see how you throw it over.
Okay, let's see. An athletics check. Where are you? Oh, there you are. That's a 15.
15. Okay. I say that's successful. So you're able to kind of roll that it goes in that little
Oh,
area. Yeah, you like that little tool?
yeah. What was
And
that?
I'd say you want to move tool. If you must know, next to the point there's a ping. And I just use the ping.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Wow. That's very cool.
It gets thrown over there successfully, and Toll follows. And if you don't mind me touching Toll over here, I'm just gonna have
Yeah,
him move
go
over
for it.
to symbolize where the ball's kind of landed. Toll goes right there, and you start to see kind of the spiders around the area begin to. It's almost like you see like a reverse ripple. Like when you throw a stone in a pond and it kind of ripples outwards. This ripple kind of spiders kind of gets attracted towards the glowing object, and Toll happily lands on the on the glowing kind of bottle and immediately begins to become wary of all the spiders that are closing in on him. And you see him almost start to kind of like defend his little his little like potion ball and everything. With little does Toll have fire breath? Does Toll have
Yeah, he has a
have a
little puff,
flavor of
a
fire breath?
little puff.
With a little kind of like little puff, I'd say almost kind of like a little like a butane torch, little like fire breath, just kind of picking off like spiders every now and then. And these spiders get a little, these kind of horde of spiders get a little bit closer. And this one's gonna kind of. All right.
Oh,
So
my
yes, I would
sweet
say it is
boy.
successful on attracting spiders, but they are very attracted to the potion bottle that Tol is guarding.
All right. Hey, go get Jared. Now's our chance. We gotta go.
All right. Are you sneaking or are you
I'm
athleticing?
going to athletic
Athleticing.
if
Okay.
that's a word.
I said it, so it's a word now. I'm gonna roll for gate share real quick.
Oh my hell.
What did you roll?
It's a 5.
A five?
It's my bonus. We were just talking about how I have great modifiers, but it's just the rolls.
Well, I hope you know. I don't know if it makes you feel any better, but Gatria rolled an 8, and he has a +5 to his dexterity.
Oh,
So, so you see Gatria starts kind of stepping forward, and you as he's walking, I'd say the cave wall kind of shifts a little bit, and some dust and debris fall, like kind of slide down, and the rocks and pebbles get close to Gator, and he kind of jumps back, almost as if it's like if it's acid. And he kind of jumps back, and you hear the crunch of him stepping on a spider, and he and you hear him audibly, "Oh no!" And that kind of echoes throughout the cave. And he kind of looks around, and this whole thing has distracted you. You've stepped on a couple of spiders, and the cave becomes quiet, and all the spiders stop moving, and it becomes like deathly. Like at first, like when you first walked in, there was like a constant kind of um weird. Imagine thousands and thousands of spiders moving around, and then just keep that like mental image in your head for the rest of your life. Um, that noise just ceases. And the silent and the cave gets silent to the point where you can hear like the drip of some sort of water source in the very back of the cave, and everything is completely silent. Is there anything that you might want to do to break the tension?
that was a great opening to your joke, Gatriar.
Um, the spiders begin to kind of no longer have their attention the on the on the glowing orb here, as you realize that Gatria has stepped on what would be a larger spider, like maybe a little bit larger than a tarantula, maybe even one that, if spiders had any semblance of hierarchy, might have been someone important, if a spider can be important. And these spiders begin to kind of turn their focus on you two. Now, these spiders look like they mean business. Is there anything you want to do before they potentially act on that business?
I want to pull out of my bag of holding. Oh, I think you gave me 3 kind of larger sets of stones.
Oh yeah. I do remember when you picked up stones. Yeah.
I'm gonna do that, and I'm going to use magic stone on them while they're all staring at me.
Okay. And you have to
Um,
remind me what that does. It's been a long time since I've.
I know the cantrip that I chose.
Yes.
So I can touch 1 to 3 pebbles. These are boulders I'm
Oh yeah.
holding.
Mm,
No,
Giant,
they're
giant rocks
yes, huge rocks that can just crush all of them.
that you just pulled out of
Um,
your little backpack.
yeah, and I'm actively holding all three.
Yeah.
I can imbue them with magic, so you or someone else can make a ranged spell attack with one of the pebbles by throwing it or hurling it with a sling. If thrown, it has a range of 60 feet. If someone else attacks with the pebble or giant boulder, that attacker adds your spellcasting ability modifier, not the attacker's, to the attack roll. On a hit, the target takes bludgeoning damage equal to 1d6 of your spellcasting ability modifier. Hit or miss the spell then ends on the stone. So
There you go.
I'm
So
gonna do
there.
that. So you're gonna see like this. Um, I could pull them out
Yeah.
and do a little please, 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 and then they're gonna they're gonna kind of shine a little bit.
Yeah.
Like the when God's finger touched the stones of
Oh yeah.
of
Bring it in.
you
Bring
know.
it. Bring in all the lore. Yeah.
Yes. And then I'm gonna Gager, Gager, here, here's these stones. Um,
He kind of looks like, what am I supposed to do with these?
yeah, have you ever heard of David?
No, I have not.
David, he went against like these giant people. He lived on the outskirts of Beirut. Um, I I
Like
need
you
you to
talk about
just
a human that killed a giant
yes, yes, with stones, with just
with
pure
stones.
stones. Yeah, you didn't know this, but he had this cantrip called Magic Stone. It was pure magic. So just chuck them, okay?
Oh my
If
goodness.
worst comes to worst, just chuck these bad boys. I'm gonna hand them all to Gatriarch.
With the Gatriarch. And
Yes.
Gatriarch kind of like looks and he goes, what am I supposed to aim for? Like the spiders? Like there's thousands of them.
Well, there's probably bigger spiders. You just crushed one of them. How did you not see that one? So just kind of the big ones.
Oh,
If they attack, you go for the big ones.
okay, okay. And what is your spell modifier that I should be adding to his attacks? Trying to think
I
here.
I
Your
don't
spell
know.
modifier is
Where would I see
plus
that?
4. So I'm looking at your the D&D Beyond
Mhm.
website underneath spells, just below where it says action spells inventory. It says +4 modifier, +6 to spell attack, and your save DC is 14. Someone
Oh,
else
I
attacks
see.
with the
Okay.
attacker uses your spell casting ability modifier, not the attacker's, the attack roll. Okay, so he'll roll a d20 plus the 4 from you, and we'll see if they
Oh,
hit.
it says right here. It says hit slash DC. Oh, okay. So that he would add a. Never mind. You just said that.
No,
So he would.
but it's always nice to have two people say the same thing.
So just to clarify, so a hit. So he would add a +6 to his roll to see if it hits.
I'd say so. I do see the spell attack is +6, but in the description it says if someone else attacks with this pebble, that attacker adds your spell casting ability modifier, not necessarily the spell attack. And so I'm going off of the modifier of +4 because he's not necessarily casting a spell; he's throwing your spell.
Look,
I don't know. Whoa.
look at this.
Oh, I know. I'm looking at the same thing that you're looking at.
Oh,
I,
look at what it says magic stone and then it says +6 under the hit slash DC.
yeah, and I see because that's your spell attack +6, but this one says to add your modifier.
All right, let me look. Let's see.
Don't show me your screen. I'm looking at your screen. Um, you know what? Here, if he
I don't get
misses and
it.
it's close enough that a +6 would do it, I'm gonna let it slide. I'm gonna let it slide because I want to see
Okay.
how this happens. But
Okay.
Ghr picks up, yeah, has three of the stones, and he kind of he You can tell this dude has never thrown anything professionally in a day in his life. He does not have good form. He does not have good anything. And he kind of like holds it back a little bit. He's like, ugh. And he chucks it. And as it leaves his hand, it like gains immense velocity and just like shoots out of his hand towards whatever he was throwing at. He's gonna roll here. Um, let's just double check. That's that plus that. So, and then we look at this number over here. This number is um um. He rolled a four. He rolled a four. That wasn't helping him whatsoever. It jettisons from his hand a little bit prematurely than what he was expecting, and it lodged itself into the wall behind. So instead of going
Does the
for
wall start cracking?
of this spider that he was kind of shooting for, instead it hits this wall right here and like embeds itself into the wall. And dust from the ceiling kind of showers everybody. And actually, enough dust and debris kind of get knocked around that the whole area becomes kind of shrouded almost like it kind of like smoke screens the whole entire room, and you no longer can see where the spiders are. But on the bright side, that might mean that they can't see where you are.
Hey, good job, Gator. Now run, run.
And so both of you guys decide to absolutely book it
Go,
down here.
go,
Is
come
that where
on,
you're going?
come on. Yeah,
Cole's gonna follow as well. He'll fly because he can uh,
with the bottle in his
with the
mouth.
bottle in his hand, of course. And we are going to move up to I'm gonna position this right here. Oh, I might have to zoom out a little bit because this room's a little bit larger. Um, I gotta start erasing things. Let's see. We're gonna open up this room a little bit. Move.
Oh, I see that sneaky little son of a gun. Little bastard sitting over there.
Okay.
Let me- Oh, I don't want to draw. Let me. Oh, I don't know if you saw that. Ding.
Not the chest, my guy. Not the chest. That's loot
Okay,
for you.
okay.
That's
That's
a
what.
completely harmless chest over there. Completely harmless.
Oh, and there's another one in a different color, I see.
Oh yeah. Two different chests.
Interesting.
Two different chests.
Interesting.
I do it for you.
All right. Well, Gachar is going to one of them, and we'll see how that pans out.
Okay. So, you guys, where do you want to progress in this hallway? Um, just so I'm clear.
Well, the only way there is two, so straight.
Yeah, that's it. Just realistic. As in- Tell me where in this hallway that you go to. Um,
All right, we're okay. It's like good form back there, Gatriar.
and HR is walking, very quietly. He's like, I know you're being facetious. Okay. Sorry, I was no sports professional. Oh shoot, I want to do this. You plan on walking like right here-ish?
Oh yeah, I guess I could just instead of
I
going
really
one at
appreciate
a
how you kind
time.
of made it seem like you were walking along the way.
Yeah.
I do appreciate that. You know, one of these days, I always figure just with this whole Stormwatch, like with everything that I do, with the VTT, and also how we just act in the VTT. At one point, I'm just gonna be making video games. And we're just gonna play them together. Like I'm just gonna be top-down dungeon crawl video games, and I'm just gonna be making. Oh, okay. But as if my influences for Dungeons and Dragons could not be any more clearer, you have walked into this room is larger here. Your dark vision is ultimately is able to you'd be able to see the entire. I think so. How actually far is dark vision? How
I
far?
thought I don't know. I just know that you see things in black and gray, I think.
Yeah. Let's see. Features and traits. Where's your dark vision? Skillful, versatile, ability scores, elemental. Where is it? Additional sense. Why can I not see your dark vision?
better have dark vision.
Do you not have dark vision? I thought everybody has dark vision.
What if I don't have
Wait a
dark
second.
vision?
Wait a second. Do you not have dark vision?
I
You're
swear I did.
you are a
Features and
human,
traits.
and humans wouldn't come built in with it.
I know, but okay. Devil's Sight. The
Yeah, I was
el
gonna say the
Yeah,
warlock had to do something with it.
yeah,
Devil
the
sight. Here we
features
go.
and traits. You can see
Within
normally in dim
120.
light and darkness, both magical and not magical, within 120 feet of yourself.
Let's see. 120. Dang. Okay, hold on. Hold on. uh, dang. 120 feet. Is this for real? Yeah, you can see this room. This room is the fog of war is hiding just how large this overlay is. Yeah, you can see in this room.
Oh
This room
yeah,
is
brother.
perfectly fine. Yeah, Trident's might has provided you enough resources to see this entire room. Your dark vision it illuminates this room very dimly, in black and white hues, and you are able to see, um, in the distance, these two chests that are just sitting here. We noticed those a second ago.
Hmm.
All these cobwebs are kind of around the place, and I'm trying to remember. Hmm. Yes, I forgot to put the tokens in for we started this whole thing, but there is this guy right here,
Cool.
giant spider,
Love
um,
that.
hanging in here. And you actually can see this giant spider is kind of minding its own business, walking around, spinning webs, just what giant spiders do. There's a couple of, however, this giant spider, um, this one definitely seems like it has some sort of authority, because it is marked with battle scars. There are scars and gashes that have kind of been healed along its body. There actually are. How do I write this down? Um, there is a hand axe deep kind of in its in its thorax, kind of in the butt of the butt of the spider, and it seems like this hand axe continually gives it kind of a certain amount of pain because it gingerly kind of protects that side of its body, and also it just seems very quick to anger as you watch as a smaller spider kind of walks up and kind of steps almost in front of the giant spider, and the giant spider lashes out and strikes at the smaller one and eats it just like right in front of you. Like it's just absolutely like you're watching spider on spider violence. Um, and um,
Spider and spider bag.
actually, there's a hand axe and two spears. I wrote down two spears as well. It's just kind of it's riddled with battle scars, has weapons sticking out of it. It is unhappy. It is highly agitated and is walking around, kind of just patrolling its little area. As you can see, also, there are pulsating kind of maybe they have like a slight little glow to them, eggs all around, and kind of each of these little cobweb areas there's eggs, that are being nurtured, and it's kind of checking on each one of these. At this time it's looking at these ones over here. Okay, so now that that has been explained, what are you gonna do? And Gakar says, oh, I'm gonna loot the place, and then runs in there, no care
What?
for here in the world.
He
No,
says
he's staying back.
that?
No, he,
Okay.
he stays back. He stays back. And he kind of looks and goes, "Oh, that is one very giant spider. Is it too late to turn
Yeah.
back?"
Uh, maybe. Um, Give me a second. He looks like he's in pain. Maybe we could talk him down. Um,
Gatriar, both guys are kind of like huddled. Gatriar stands up and looks at you with like the most like just blank expression. He goes, "You want to talk to that spider? That thing is huge. That thing is gonna gobble us in one piece. I don't think it's gonna let us get close enough to talk to it."
well, you never know. Um,
What are you, some
I
Disney princess?
no, I'm a warlock. There's a difference. I don't sing. Um,
Everything's the same. I even have a little pet.
which okay, go look at the find familiar cantrip.
I'm familiar. I'm familiar. Hmm.
And was that first paragraph, the beginning, is that new?
It is not.
Oh, okay. Well, click on that little blue, the blue highlighted. portion.
Yeah, yeah. Anything with a challenge rating of 0.
Look at all those options.
I mean, hell
Do you
yeah.
see them? Do you
I
see
mean,
all those?
granted, some of these options we don't have just because are in books that I don't own, so I won't have the stats for them. But yes, there are a lot of creatures with 0. You could even have a crab.
Hmm. So maybe Toll's gonna do a little transformation.
Oh, I see where you're getting at, huh?
Uh,
I do think I'm now kind of thinking about this Toll being able to like shapeshift into different like creatures and everything, but
right.
like still keeping like the chromatic Technicolor pattern would be pretty badass. This is about to be really, really cool. I think I think we've unlocked a brand new game mechanic in this that we are going to use and abuse.
Now, how can I? Oh, okay. So this is how it's gonna be. So, um, have you ever, you know, the Golden Compass? How
I
they have
I
like their
my
daemons?
wife does not stop talking about the Golden Compass, but I have not seen the movie and neither have I played the game. But she raves about the game, I think.
Yeah, I think what we played on the Wii or something.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, you've never read the books.
I've never read the books.
Fun fact, I read the books, and this is what, before I moved to Utah, so maybe fourth grade in Michigan. I'm carrying around this book that I'm
Yeah.
reading, The Golden Compass. And one of my friends, she looks at it and she's like, that's devil work.
You know what? Actually, weirdly enough, I saw like a TikTok talking about how like, oh, does anyone get like accused of like devil worship or something for having it was like growing up in like a religious family, I couldn't read Golden Compass or something. And I was like, huh, that's interesting.
Really?
I really haven't seen Golden Compass that often. But that unlocked something. I mean, but is you were reading devil worship books? Continue.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was
That
just
was it.
surprised. That's what she said. Yeah. She was like, I can't read that. That's like, they do devil stuff in there. I'm like,
What
what
do they
the
do that's
hell?
devil stuff?
I
I
don't
thought it was
even
just
know,
like you had
man.
like a spirit animal that like hung out
Yeah,
with
you
you.
have a spirit animal. I mean, maybe because it's called a daemon and it kind of looks like the word demon.
Maybe.
And then
It was
I
the
think the
Satanic Panic.
third book,
None of it was actually comprehensive.
in the third book, I think, because it's a series,
Yeah.
it does allude to the Garden of Eden.
Oh,
There are quite a lot of Christian themes in the book.
awesome.
Um,
Like Narnia.
yes, like Narnia.
I
But
want to
yeah,
re-watch the Narnia series now that I'm actually like old enough to understand things. There's so
that
many like
that movie
deeper
terrified
like
me.
there's so many like deeper like stories that I can now appreciate now that I'm being older. Like the prequels of like no the No, not the prequels. What are the first 3 episodes of Star Wars? I used to be crazy about those, only because of the lightsaber battles. But then when I actually got old enough to like understand the plot, I'm like, holy shit, this is good. Like this is good stuff. And so like being able to like re-watch things that I'm like, oh, I had no clue that any of these themes were here. Narnia is on my list. I want to watch those. I don't know if I wanted to read the books first and then watch it, or if I just want to watch this stuff. But I just remember I liked it because it was a lion, and they went to war at one point. But
Oh,
then I had a cousin who was crazy into the lore of Narnia, and he spent a whole like I think like a whole like hour car ride of just like
mhm.
talking my ear off about like all like the Christian themes that were in it and everything. I was like, holy cow. And I was too young. I was like, I don't even
Uh,
know what all this means. But, but now I'm excited. But yes, Golden Compass.
Um, Well, back to Narnia. Nana, she took us, Ab and I, to go
Yeah,
watch the first one when it came out in theaters. I was terrified by that movie. So like,
no way.
um, I every time I got scared, I would ask Nana to take me to the bathroom so I didn't have to watch it.
Yeah.
Abigail loved it. She sat through it. She watched it, but I hated when they, spoiler alert, killed Aslan.
What was like such a
Um,
traumatic like bit?
oh,
it just really
they
did not pull any
shaved
punches.
him.
Yeah.
They
It,
dragged him.
it wasn't just like they didn't just kill him. They like
Oh,
humilified like and like the whole
yeah.
9 yards. It,
Yeah.
yeah, it was crazy.
No, it was terrible.
But I
And
was
yeah.
walking around Costco like a couple weeks ago, and I saw that they had Turkish delights, and I was like, and I like unlocked it where I was like, oh, as a kid, I always wanted to try those Turkish delights. I that Snow Queen would have got me. She would have been like, "Want to try these?" And I'd be like, "Hell yeah, Turkish delights, let me in."
I'll betray everybody I know to get some of those Turkish delights.
Oh,
All
yeah,
right,
no, I would have done it.
back to Toll.
Yeah.
So due to the breaking of kind of the power that Trident has, and it's being siphoned
Hmm.
from Cab, she's kind of losing, a little bit of her control when it comes to her pact to me. So you know how she gave me Toll, like my familiar. Toll is a pseudo dragon to kind of dig at me. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, haha, not knowing that I was gonna, be best friends with Toll.
Be best friends with her.
But
'Cause you didn't have a problem with dragons. You had a problem with one dragon.
yes, her. And so I, he's kind of like shifty a little bit.
Yeah.
He's like Stitch has a glitch,
Yeah.
like just
I get it.
so
I get it. Yeah.
um he is going so he now is not what's he's not bound to his form of a pseudo dragon.
I like it. I like where this
He
is going.
is now about to turn into a kaleidoscopy looking deer. And he's
Deer.
gonna yes.
Whoa.
He's
That one I
if you
did not
go
expect. No, I'm looking at
if
the
you
monsters. Yeah, I did see that
yeah.
deer.
Okay, if you click on it, it'll show his little stuff. But not like there's a whole lot. But
I
so
like the image. The image looks so smirky. Like, like
yeah,
the deer looks like he knows something that I don't.
and I like how it's a fawn. It's not like it
Yeah.
still has its spots, so it's like a little
It's
baby
like a
one.
little it's like a little
So
baby deer that's just like no like this is so
yeah.
attitudey. Like what the hell is this? What is it looks like he's trying to rub something in my face. Okay. All
It's like
right.
I don't provoke opportunity attacks. I'm too quick. You're cute.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
So
yeah, I'm seeing it.
so there's Gatria
Yeah.
and I. And maybe even because like we're getting closer to what I assume is the stake. Okay, this is what's okay, I'm imagining it. Okay, let me paint
What's
you a
funny is I
picture.
would have just let it happen, but I love that you're building a storyline behind it. Continue.
Well, yeah, there has to be like the lore
There's gotta be
behind
a
of why
reason.
this
There's
is
gotta be a reason.
happening. So Gatria cute little guy, let me see.
I
Um
think yeah.
uh, oh.
When he's a when he's a deer, he's dull.
No. Okay, so Gatria and I are kind of here,
Yeah.
at the mouth of the cave. And we're kind of talking, like maybe we could talk to it. Like, can you speak to spiders? Do you have beast speak? And then he, he's like just talking. All of a sudden, there's like, Toll is kind of getting feisty in my
Mm.
pocket. He's like squirming around. And I was like, we'll get you some gold. I know there's a bunch of stuff in there. But then all of a sudden his legs start getting longer. I'm like, whoa, what the heck?
Deer legs
And
just stick out of your your pocket.
I take him out and his wings like start like kind of disappearing.
Yeah.
And then, and then all of a sudden his tail kind of starts shrinking and shrinking and he grows taller and taller. And then at one point it's just like his lizard body with
Yeah.
his like fangs, but huge legs
Yeah.
and like a little bitty tail. And then all of a sudden, he turns into a deer.
Into a deer. And Gatryar looks just absolutely bewildered. And he looks like he goes, "Okay, what is going on here?" I think I'm just a little bit lost. I'm sure just you could explain everything. I'm sure it's an easy explanation, but like, where did this thing come from?
I think this is my dragon Toll. I but he's never done this before. Um
That's so suspicious. I have no clue what's even going on.
no, I mean I knew he was my familiar, but I only ever thought he could to be a suit like, my little dragon. He's a deer now, and he's a
Gatryar's like,
chromatic he's a
"What?
disco deer.
Disco deer."
Chromatic disco deer. Yeah.
And he's like looking. He's like, Well, I don't know how this is gonna help us. Besides, the giant spider now has more to eat, but I'm hoping that maybe he can be a little helpful.
And let me see if I could talk to him still. All right.
And you still can communicate with him. He's still your familiar,
Yeah, yeah, I totally can. And he has dark vision.
and he has dark vision.
Wait, I think he already had. Let me go back. I need to go, okay. I need to open up another screen.
He's gonna have the
Like,
deer stats now.
yeah, I have the deer stats. I gotta find my character again. Okay. I'm like, I'm gonna try to, I'm gonna talk to him in dragon, a draconic, not dragon. I'm like, hey, bud,
Hold on, real
is
quick,
that you?
real quick before we do this. I'm reading the comments on this deer, on the deer stats. I've scrolled down the
Uh-huh.
comments. Um, uh,
Sick.
Tenebrion Gaming posted on May
Uh,
2nd. Low level encounter idea. A fawn watches the party every night. If he's caught in perfect common and as only a proud child can, I was watching the woods for my dad. I was making sure you lot weren't up to something. If killed and eaten, his herd comes back for revenge. For vengeance. Wow. All right.
that's a good one.
Okay. I might just have to use that. All right. So, yes, you're talking Toll. Um, and Toll responds, I mean, in a similar kind of fashion. I don't know, did Toll ever like speak common to you? Like, did you ever like communicate with Toll, or was it just kind of like you talked to him and he gave back like dragon purring noises?
Oh yeah, because he can't talk, but he
He
can
can't talk.
understand me,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you feel the same kind of purring noises, but like with a deer, like a fawn-esque twist to it. Just like a weird. I really don't know what noises little baby deer would make besides. Elk are freaky. Like the way they make noises, elks are creepy. I'm just gonna be real with that. And so, but on a side note here, it's all familiar Toll. Toll's still there.
Nice. Okay, and so I said, so you see those little spots that this fawn has?
Yes.
Those white spots. Okay, so he is he's chromatic. Um, his whole body. So, but those little spots, so he does have those spots, but now instead of spots, they look like animals, like shapes of different beasts he can become, and they're
Oh,
just kind of moving around.
no way. So you
Yeah.
he's like the he's just like the Omnitrix over here. He's just like a Ben 10 Omnitrix deer over
Yeah.
here. Technicolor disco deer that turned what? Yeah, that dude's just awesome. Cole's
All
the main
right.
character.
Like,
No offense.
okay, yeah. Like, okay, bud. Well, you're quite bigger now. Maybe uh, you see that giant spider over there? And I was like, yeah, yeah, I see it.
Yeah, yeah, he's right there.
I want you to distract him. So you're speedy now. So maybe try to, you know, keep away from him. And then Gaytriar and I over here, I'm slapping Gaytriar's back. We're gonna try to get that axe out of his. Is it in his back or is it in his tail? Where was it?
Yeah, it's like in his thorax. He has like a spear kind of directly on. If you think about a spider having two parts, I don't remember what the middle part is with the legs on it.
Mhm.
I just remember that the back part I think is the thorax. He has like a hand axe in the back part on his butt, and like the two spears are in like the head portion, the middle, his midsection between his legs. Does that make sense? On his back, but like,
He has
does that make sense?
multiple things on
He has
him.
he has two. Oh wait, hold on, one second, one second, one second, one second, one second. All right. Spider. Oh, it lagged so hard when I
That looks like a butt.
oh, I know it did. It looked like a what's up with a little butt cheeks going on? Okay, spider. Like it is when I start drawing, my computer lags so badly. Oh, spider, spider. You think about it, spiders have 10 legs if we count their arms, which is freaky.
Is this giant?
Yeah, I don't know if this giant spider has 10 legs, but like if you think about like a regular spider, like they have like their 8 legs, but then they also have like two like appendages right by their like their mouth that they can use to kind of like
Oh, like the
I still can't
their
not see the
fangs?
yeah. Well, like besides their fang, I thought they had. I don't know. Maybe I'm
I
just
don't
making it up or
I
something.
don't know spiders. I don't
Me
know.
either.
You
I usually
you
don't.
kn- you probably know them more.
Okay. I have no clue where this is going. Hand axe. Hand axe right here. Boom. There's a little map. Oh, does that make sense? His eyes are like
Okay,
over here.
so he has an axe on his butt. He has Are those two spears
Two
on his
spears. And his
thorax?
eyes are like bing, 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 bing.
Okay. All right.
That
We
makes sense?
got this.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
I'm erasing all this stuff before
Before we
before
get
Twitch takes me down for
Yeah.
obscenity. I didn't mean to show nudity. That's
I
only on
know
my OnlyFans.
with it looks like little zits on a little booty with
My
the way you put
computer's
his
lagging
eyes.
so hard I can't erase any faster. Oh, come on.
Now it has hemorrhoids. All
Oh,
right, see you
can I
later.
just clear? Oh, there's a clear button. Clear all. Clear all drawings. Okay, there
Nice.
we go. There we go. It's gone. It's gone. Nobody flagged me. Okay. All right, we're
Okay.
back. We're back.
Okay, Told, this is the plan. You just run. You keep the giant spider away from us. Distract him. Gatria and I are over here. We're gonna get those swords and axes off this big dude. And who knows? Maybe he'll be okay with that. All right?
Okay, okay. So and for this instance, we are going to go into kind of like an initiative order here, just so we can accurately kind of give you time enough to react when everything is kind of moving chaotically. So I will request that each of us go into initiative here. I'm gonna go boom. If you want to roll for initiative real quick, I'm gonna move in.
The 12.
Well, do you want to roll separately for Dole?
Yeah, because he's gonna be acting separately. Does he? Let's see.
Roll a d20 and he gets a +3 initiative bonus as a deer.
Oh, okay. Uh, That's a 19.
19,
Oh,
what?
hmm
19,
my little
dang.
doll.
He Vatra has a +9 to his initiative bonus because he's a crime lord or whatever, and he beat Gatriar. All right, so in that case then, oh, and he's technically B. Okay, boom, and we start. All right, so
Oh, I went.
Dole starts here.
All right. All right.
This little
I'm gonna.
deer icon on the tracker, looking
His little
looking dopey.
smirky face.
Okay, so Dole,
Figures.
where does Dole run?
Smack his little booty. Um, and
Stop smacking people. You smack him on the back, smack him on the booty.
he likes it. And he just takes off. So, woohoo!
Okay, oh, he does have a certain amount of speed allowed to him. Is he following that
Yeah,
speed?
yeah, that was 50. Yes, 50 feet.
Okay, okay, okay. Dang. All right. In that case, then, um, I totally lost. I saw the camera start glitching out a little bit, and so I tried to like fix it, but then by the time I actually got Twitch pulled up, it fixed itself. So, so Dole, he's run 50 feet. And is that his turn?
Yeah.
Perfect. Gatriar is going to sneak. And so he's going to kind of he's going to do like a little sneaky move. Does he actually have a sneaking move or no, not really. But he's just going to try to do a little sneak. We're just going to roll to see if he does well.
It's called hide
He
and
does.
cower.
Hide and hide and cower. He is hidden. And so he's just kind of trying to stay out of the way, just watching things go. The giant spider, however, with 30 feet of speed is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Gonna go right here and run up
Oh
to
no.
giant spider. Is going to attempt to bite. Let's see. Oh, um, I forget. Do we say we like it when I fudge rolls, or do you like to just um uh take them as they are?
Tell me what it is.
Natural 20.
Oh.
And so that is a Okay, so does a natural 20 does a 25 hit technically? Does a 25 hit?
Uh, Yeah, it does hit.
Okay. It rolled 4 damage, which gets doubled to 8 because he critical. Can your deer sustain that?
Okay, are we going by
We're going off of toll stats. I
holes?
just saw how much
Okay,
health he had.
okay,
We're going off of
okay.
toll stats. How much HP does he have?
Hole has 11.
11. I'm gonna override his HP of 11. And he takes 8 damage, which means
Oh,
he's not looking too hot. But the
he
giant
kind of
spider
flickers in and out.
runs over with like ungodly creepy speed, runs over and just like sinks his teeth into Dole as Dole is running. And Dole is not happy about it. He's not happy about it one bit. But it's your turn.
All right, so like I'm gonna grab underneath Gatria. I'm like, hold on, and I'm gonna cast jump
I
on
knew you were gonna
myself.
Deep are all like kind of like it's like, all right, I'm gonna blend in with the shadows here, and you're like, nope, pull them out of the shadows, and you jump. Okay.
Yes.
Since you are carrying somebody, and oh my goodness, has it been so long since we've discovered what jumping can do. But since you are carrying someone, it will restrict the amount of distance you can travel. But let me do a long jump. Let me pull all this stuff up again. You jump here. You touch a willing creature once on each of its turns until the spell ends. The creature can jump. So you touch yourself, and then you grab
Yes.
Gatriarch. Jump up to 30 feet by spending 10 feet of
Oh, okay.
movement.
Oh, okay, so maybe
So if I don't remember at all what we discussed before, but I view this as different from the jump mechanics, from the long jump mechanics. If you were just jumping, if you have, how much speed do you have? Like 30 speed? Is that what you? 30 speed.
yeah.
You can spend 10 feet of speed to jump 30 feet, and I'm down with that.
Okay.
So we don't have to like do any calculations or anything. You can jump up to 90 feet if you spent all 30 feet.
Oh, okay. So I want to land on top of the giant spider.
Land on top. Oh,
Mhm.
you know what? Of course you would. Of course you would. I'm so happy for this. Uh, let's see. That's what. Hold on. Let me get my little ruler out. Bing. That is, yeah, 33 feet away. You're more than welcome to do so. You're gonna land on top of the spider with Gatriar.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So, Gatriar, you grab Gatriar, and Gatriar kind of like squeals a little bit, and you pull him out. You jump like none other. Um, I want you to do an athletics check just to see if you can how accurately you land on the giant spider.
Where I want to be. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going for kind of his thorax area.
Oh yeah. That's the only part of a spider I know. Thorax. Spider anatomy. Let's see here.
That's an 11.
Also, I just discovered spiders do not have a thorax. They have an abdomen
Oh,
and they have a cephalothorax. So a cephalothorax is
okay.
the part where all the legs connect, and the abdomen is the back part. Next, that
Oh, is
has
it?
the spinnerets.
Oh,
Oh, it's like I try so hard to be like spiders aren't creepy. Spiders, no reason to be afraid of spiders. It's just they look so weird. They look so gross. Like I'm looking at a picture of a tarantula, and I'm like, I just can't jive with that.
really?
It's just hard.
That's
Like I
surprising to
feel
me.
like I was afraid of spiders, like deathly afraid of spiders and bees, for a very long time. And there was one there was one camping trip that I went on as a Boy Scout. We went to, I don't know if I want to say the location because then that doxes my location. But it was a leadership scout camp that we went to. It was like a whole bunch of boys show up to the same area, like from across like different parts of the state, and you do a whole bunch of like get like merit badges and stuff. We slept in canvas tents, but the
Mhm.
canvas tents were older and they had holes in them, which means that it didn't keep out bugs. And I was afraid of spiders until my very first night, when I pretty much fell asleep. I woke up and I was just covered in daddy long legs, and I just had to like like get them
No
off. Like I just
way.
had to like get them off my sleeping bag and everything. And it just like going through that experience, I just kind of like it was like immersion therapy. But I just like, you know what? The spiders are everywhere. They're gonna be on me. I've probably eaten a couple now. It's just whatever now. And so like from like now, they don't bother me as much. I'm still waiting to come across a tarantula to see if it can stand on business, but I have big shoes.
It's
I might.
insane.
It's one of those things where like I kind of might have to just like my very first cockroach. My very first cockroach freaked the
Mhm.
crap out of me because it crawled out of our freaking shower drain. I'd never seen a cockroach until I
Ew.
moved into Arizona. And on our third floor apartment, it crawled out of the shower drain. And I had absolutely no resources in this brain of mine to like handle a cockroach. All I knew was that cockroaches couldn't be killed. And I'm like, now it's in my freaking bathroom. I have no clue what I'm supposed to do. I legit had I covered it, I covered it in baking soda. I think it was baking soda because baking soda is supposed to like it's supposed to like kind of like dry it out almost and like suffocate it because like it has like a little like a like oily film on it that I can kind of use to breathe through. I
Mm.
think I used baking soda or some sort of powder. I think it was like either flour or baking soda to like suffocate it and at least got it to sit there. And like so like it wasn't moving anymore. It was just in that little pile. And I had out of my home brewing as in making alcohol at home, like a long like stirring stick and everything. And I could just like with absolute power whip the crap out of like I had like a pretty much like a wooden spoon on a 5 foot pole, and I could just from the other side of the bathroom just like bam, bam, like, smack the crap out of this thing until it was in multiple pieces. And only then when I was like, okay, this thing is dead. I'm gonna get rid of it and we're fine. But now, just being here long enough, I've seen my fair share of cockroaches. I'm not. We had it used to have when we first moved in here before we started spraying for bugs. They'd be in the house, and so you'd have to like take care of them if they were in the house and everything. Every now and then you still find them. There was one time I was sitting in my office, I had my I had my bare feet on, and it freaking ran like
Ew.
next to my foot, and I was like, "Eek," like it's a freaking cockroach. I'm like in my mind, I'm like cockroaches, and they look gross, but they really aren't that gross. I still don't have the courage to let it like crawl on me. I don't know if I want it to like necessarily crawl on me. I just don't need that. But yeah, I see a cockroach now. It's just they just
Hmm.
stomp it on them, just stomp on them. But so I don't know whether or not I can have the emotional intelligence to like stop, think, remove a tarantula safely from whatever location I'm in, or if I'm just gonna have to like just destroy the first one I see, get it over
Oh
with,
no.
and then like and then the next one will have mercy. I have no clue. I have no clue how I will handle that. But luckily I have not run into that. I also haven't run into too many. I was also concerned of scorpions in the house because I have an aunt who lives
Yes.
in Texas and she was always talking about scorpions in the house. And I was always like,
Mhm.
oh, I'm gonna run into scorpions in the house. I really don't see that many scorpions around. And I mean, that's good for me because I have
Yeah.
little kids running around. I don't want scorpions with little kids.
No,
Um,
I feel like when you guys first moved to Arizona, I feel like we saw them more often, but maybe it was because we were looking for them.
in that first house that they moved into, there was scorpions out the wazoo. Like I could go in the
Yeah.
I could go to the black light out in the
Mhm.
backyard, and I would like be watching them all over the place because they hung out underneath the hot tub. But ever since then, pest control is good enough that I really haven't seen any scorpions,
Nice.
which is bittersweet because I like looking at scorpions. I don't necessarily want to. I knew it. Speaking about Boy Scout. There was a guy that was on my troop that could just pick up scorpions by the tail. Like he was just like he had a couple of like pets and everything, so he was like just like
Mhm.
comfortable with them. But he just would pick them up. We'd be camping and everything, and he just like grab them. He'd be walking around with like them either like in water bottles and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know.
What the heck?
I can't grab it. Like I just don't know if I'm fast enough. I feel like a
Mm.
scorpion could beat me. Like I'm like I'm just I don't know if I could grab a scorpion or any scorpion big enough that I could like grab the tail. I don't know if I want it in my hand. I just don't know if I want.
What you should do next time is you roll a d20 to check for your dexterity saving throw. And then if it's high enough, try to go
I'm
for it.
like, oh yeah, I got some in the back
Yes.
because that's the thing I need. I need to be rolling dice in my daily activities. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So roll your dexterity and see if you jump on this
Oh,
spider.
oh, I already rolled for it.
Oh,
It
perfect.
was an 11.
11.
I say that
Uh,
because I'll be frank with you. I didn't love the 11, so I was like, "Oh, if he's gonna let me roll again, I'm gonna roll again." But I
and then I
rolled a
gave you the
natural
opportunity.
1, so
Oh,
I'm sticking with the 11.
All right, okay. In that case, then I'd say you jump and you land right onto the giant spider. Gatriar comes with you. Oh shoot, we're both moving at the same time. Gatriar comes with you, but he doesn't stick the landing, and he instead kind of slides off the spider and is now underneath the spider as it's like chomping Dole. And he is absolutely terrified because now he is looking at the underbelly of this spider here. Which we are now going to. You've jumped now. What is your action? Or I guess technically the jump was the action, but what is your bonus action? What are you looking to do still?
Let's see.
Or is jump a bonus action? Or is jump a
I know
bonus
we've
action?
talked
No,
about
casting
this.
time one bonus action. So your bonus action has been used.
Oh,
Now it's
sweet.
your
Okay.
action.
I'm gonna. Are you okay, Gatriar?
And all he does is scream. All he does is just scream.
Uh, I'm I'm gonna have to deal with that later. And then I am going to. I think I'm near one of the spikes, right?
As in,
Like the spears.
yes, you've landed kind of in the midst of the two spears that are on the cephalothorax.
Bloodmarks. Okay. I am going to. Obviously, I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna see what this move. No, man. If only I knew mind control. Okay, I'm going to
That's a thought I
take.
have multiple times a day. If only I had mind control.
I'm going to like. Okay, hey, bud. We're just. I'm gonna try to help you, and I'm gonna take one of the spears and try to pull it out of him.
Perfect. Do a strength check.
Oh,
We were just talking about how I was just even thinking when you were talking about like, oh, my modifiers are no zeros except for strength, and I was like, I really don't have her do strength checks that often, but this is a perfect chance to test out that strength.
come on, try to give me your strength. A 13.
13. You're able to kind of get a good grip on the spear, and you yank out the first spear, and immediately the spider kind of stops digging in its hole and realizes kind of just the whole gravity of the situation now, and you see some of like the eyes on the spider kind of roll back and now look up at you. And now the giant spider's attention is now on you, who's on its back.
Hi, bud. I'm helping. I'm helping, and I'm gonna chuck the spear away.
Okay. Is that your turn?
I think so.
Perfect. We're gonna go back to Dole here. Dole has been freshly bitten, and he's gonna run away. Well, he's gonna do whatever you want. Actually, I forget that he's not mine. He's not mine. He's yours.
He's gonna turn around and kick him with his hind legs.
Oh, ooh. Okay, okay. Let's see here. That's
So I
a
think his ram attack
his
maybe, but
ram,
like
but we'll flavor it like a kick here. Yeah,
yeah.
roll to attack plus a 2.
Let's go, Dole. Let's go. Look at this this mad little face. All right.
He's just happy to be here.
It's a 14 hit.
14 does hit. Roll for damage.
Okay. Oh, he gets to hit twice with that one.
What? Hold on, let me check his stats again. Whoa, two 1d4.
He's going for his attention. Okay, that's the diamond looking one. It's a 6.
6 total.
Mhm.
Perfect. Yeah, of course it's 6 total because you can't roll a 6 on a d4. Okay, perfect. We're gonna do -6. Heck yeah. Um, and so explain what Dole's doing. How does Dole do it?
So he he sees that he's let go, and then as soon he like swings around, gets on his, it stands up on his feet, and his hind legs go, and then
I like it. And the spider kind
and
of
then
like shrieks a little bit as the two hooves go into his face, kind of a face area.
and then he tries to run away.
Okay.
Joel.
Yeah, and he's quick enough. He doesn't do any opportunity attacks, so he
He's
can
like,
book it. And also, he also did his
uh-huh,
action.
come get me. He's gonna do 5, 10, 50, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50.
Oh yeah, he's just running all over the place. Okay. Uh, Gatriar, Gatriar is absolutely screaming underneath the spider. But he understands what he needs to be doing here. Let's see what he can do. Um, he's gonna pull out his. He's gonna kind of just pull out a sword. That's kind of he reaches into his bag of holding and pulls out a sword out of his bag of holding and kind of just grabs with both hands and plunges upwards. He is going to roll. Let's see here, and that hits. We're gonna do damage. Oh, there's a freaking bug in my face. Eek, get out of here, bug. Oh my goodness, it's also a poisoned scimitar. So that is a no way. No way. He he pulls out the scimitar, plunges it just deep into the belly, like right above him and everything. And the blade is glistening with poison here. It does a total of what is that? 32 points of damage onto the
You're
spider.
kidding.
32 points. Um, and it kills the spider.
You're
Spider. He
kidding.
kills the spider. Um, he he stabs upwards, and it kind of like splurts out a little bit, and the all of the eyes now that have kind of been focusing on you kind of like twitch a little bit, roll back into their head, and the spider body goes limp, and it goes limp on the fact that it starts sliding down the blade towards Gitchar, who's being crushed underneath the spider. He goes, no, 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 help me, help me, help me, help me! And the spider just like almost like slides on the blade until it like envelops him onto the floor, and he's now underneath this giant spider that is now dead.
Well, I guess that's one way to do it.
Um, so he is
I
underneath this giant spider here, but the giant spider is dead.
okay. I'm gonna get off and like, well, way to go, Gatra, your first kill.
All you can hear is the muffled, "Help me! Help! It's so gross down here!"
I was like, okay, what's one sec. I'm gonna try to reach in and pull him out.
As you pull him out from underneath the giant spider, his clothes are drenched in spider guts and blood. And
Oh
he
god.
is covered from head to toe, and like his hair is all like messed up and everything. And like the sword is still underneath the spider, and he kind of looks. He's just standing there, kind of like stiff, like like he's grossed out with himself. He goes, "Uh, I need to. Good thing I brought an extra pair of clothes in my bag of holding. I need to get dressed real quick."
I think I like this new look, Gatra. I think you should sprout it more often. I'm gonna
He digs a finger in your face like, "Don't do this to me. This is disgusting. This is absolutely disgusting. I can't believe you would do this for a living. This is absolutely so gross." And he begins to like walk around. And he's gonna walk back towards the corner to get some privacy as he changes clothes into another designer outfit.
I'm gonna try to grab that sword because we might need it. It did quite a few, quite a bit of
It did some
damage.
good damage.
So
Yeah. So
I'm gonna take that
you
and
can fish underneath the giant spider for the sword, and you have a scimitar.
I'm gonna give it to Gatra.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it back to him. Once
Matriarch
it comes
has
back.
Matriarch
Once it comes back, he'll get
has
it.
gotten changed into a fresh outfit, and he looks relatively back to his spiffy self, though there are some like blood and guts still on his face, and his hair is still a little tousled. But he's back. Is there anything? None of this guy's gone now.
I wanted to look at the things that were on the giant spider. Do they look worthy of taking?
They look like just kind of basic stone tools. Like they just look like
Oh, okay.
regular, nothing special, nothing like, of course, like magical in nature. Just weapons that are it looks like like another group of adventurers had come in here before, attempting to get rid of that spider, and were unsuccessful.
Okay. I'm gonna take some of the guts and I'm going to smear them on myself.
Oh,
Just kind of,
interesting. What's the intention?
and then
To like mask your
like
smell, or you just
yeah,
like it?
to
You just like it.
yeah, it's just oh, it gets me going, you know.
They might feeling grimy.
No, it to if we run into any other spiders, because this one is rather large, I want them to be afraid of us.
Okay,
So
I like it. I like it.
I'm gonna
You
take
smear
some of
yourself with
those guts
guts.
and I'm going to smear it on Gatriar.
Okay, perfect.
So
And HR, who's just got into a fresh outfit, you smear more guts. Goes, are you kidding me? You what is the purpose of
that's
this?
it, Gatriar. The if we can like kind of smell like this giant spider, none of the other spiders will come after us. So keep the guts, okay? And then,
She looks and goes, there is not a day in this of my entire existence that I've wanted to smell like a spider. If you wanted to just smear guts on me, I should have stayed in my other outfit. But you ruined now two designer outfits for me.
well, Gatriar, you walked off before I could even do that. So, I mean, this is more on you. So keep the guts. Um, Also, if you could just, that you still have those stones, right?
And he kind of pulls out of his pocket two glowing stones.
Okay. Chuck one of those at that at that chest over there.
Just over there.
Chuck
And
it.
he's like, okay. And he kind of just like tosses a little bit in his hand, and he throws it down range and everything, and it shoots off with impressive speed, smacks the chest, and just obliterates the chest into wood chips and
Nice.
splinters.
All right, you see that one right there? Do the same thing with that one.
He's like, why can't we just open them normally?
You, you've never seen a mimic in your life, have you?
He's
Chuck
a,
it.
mimic. And so he throws it, obliterates the second chest, and there's wood chips and shavings.
Nice. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go over to Toll or Dole. Like, oh, you're such a good boy. You did such a good job. Are you
And Dole with
okay?
that goofy looking face look on his face saps up every single bit of praise.
Like, I, I do like this new form of yours, but I think I'd rather have you be in my pocket. Do you think you could change back?
And I mean, seems like there's no issue. Dole kind of just morphs back into his little dragon self and sits in the palm of your hand.
There you are. Okay, there you go, bud. You could be in my pocket again. All right,
Perfect.
now I'm gonna move over to this obliterated chest and see
Okay.
what was in
In
it.
the golden chest, there are, as you're kind of sifting through some of the splinters and the wood pieces, you're able to see that there's kind of a metal inscriptive tag that was on the chest itself that says Cyanidel Trading Company. Inside, kind of buried underneath some of these wood chips, there is 100 feet of silk rope and a locked briefcase that says Waft and Rilius's fine jewelry.
So gross. Yeah, because I don't think I had any more rope, did I?
I figured I'd give you back your silk rope.
Nice. And then a locked briefcase.
Inscripted
Mm.
with Waft and Rilius's fine jewelry.
Hatred. Does this name ring a bell to you?
And he kind of looks and he goes, Waft and Rilius? That's the jewelry peddler that sets up in the Avid Sea. You know, basic stuff. Most of the stuff's imported though, nothing handmade.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, we'll just stick this in our bag of holding. Um,
He
let's go
just
over to
opens
this
it
one.
up and the briefcase disappears into the bag of holding. In that one, it's a similar make. It's almost kind of like a standard shipping crate. With this, like both of them kind of just seem like standard shipping crates and everything. Both are very similar dimensions. This one has a metal inscripted tag that says Patnol Goods. Um, Buried within the rubble here, you can find one healing potion and three meal replacement potions.
Oh, like MREs?
Yeah. So pretty much, this is I don't know if there's actually something in the actual lore, but this is a homebrew potion, and you'll find on the back there's kind of a couple of like written all over it, inscripted all over the potion. There's kind of like um advertisement pieces, like a logo on the front. It says, "Struggle maintaining your slim figure? Use our meal replacement potions that stimulate the bodies artificially, so as if you've eaten a hearty and healthy meal. Try our many flavors." And there's listed of flavors, such as hearty stew, vanilla pastry, and melted cheese. And this is commonly used for weight loss.
Nice, nice. All right, I'll just take them, stick them in. Like, huh? I wonder who's needing weight loss down here. Um,
The spider. That's why I was so angry.
oh, okay. All right. Well, are you okay, Gatriar? Are you ready to keep going?
And sorry, I forgot that I was Gatriarch. I started thinking about like what and
Just
uh
talking to myself over here.
and Gatriarch kind of looks and goes, I mean, yeah, surely it can't get any worse than this giant spider here. And And as he begins to walk out, you hear another voice within the cave. And the voice is that of a woman. She says, "Well, smelling like a spider's only gonna get you so far." And out of this cave
Oh,
right here, oh, I gotta pull up my map. I gotta pull up my map. No, what was that? That was a draw. Whoops.
black
I meant to do
smudge.
this one. Out of this cave right here,
Mhm.
a woman steps out of the darkness with kind of spider-like legs sprouting from her back, but she's for the most part humanoid. And she kind of walks over out of the cave and kind of looks at you two and says, "Smelling like a spider's only get you so far. If you're looking for true safety, I'm sure we can cut ourselves a deal." And that is where we're going to end for today's
What?
session. For today's session, that's where we're going to
What
end.
the heck?
Yeah, yeah, I can't let you have too much fun in one session. We gotta spread this out.
All right, you're right.
But
I started to think it was her rash reel, and I was like, oh, she's dead.
get rid of that chick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're making some great progress through this cave. I'd like to think that when you look at the whole cave as a whole.
Let me
Oh, it's
see.
lagging so much.
I guess
Whoa.
so. I guess you're right.
Oh, I only have a portion of it. Oh, yeah. I forgot how big the cave was. You're making some progress. You're making some progress.
Oh yeah.
Um, but for anyone that's still watching us here, we really appreciate you tuning in. It's been such a blast. We love playing Dungeons and Dragons. It's absolutely so fun to do. Anyone who's thinking about who's not doing Dungeons and Dragons because they don't have enough people, just remember that. Look at us. We're two people here. We're playing, and it's hella fun. Um, and so thank you for tuning in. Of course, if you want to watch if you came in late and didn't watch the whole thing, you can go to YouTube, watch the whole entire video. They're posted every Friday. You can watch some other stuff like our Daggerheart stuff, and also more videos to come. I know Megan has an unboxing video of Daggerheart. I am filming a folk horror solo RPG game
Oh
that I
yeah,
hope to.
tell them about that.
Oh my goodness. Um, Also, I was thinking about this. To the I went to the free RPG game. I went to one of the stores. Um, they had a table full of like some of the free pamphlets, which I grabbed a couple of them. And but but one of the people that were running the whole event were like, "Hey, we got our free table over here, but some of the more rare ones that you've heard online, you have to play a game for. You have to actually like sit down and play
Oh,
a game in order to get them." I'm like, I didn't know that there was rare free RPG content, but I didn't
right.
have time. I had too much going on. I didn't have time to sit down, but I felt really, really bad because every single table was full, except for the Dungeons and Dragons table. There was a DM that was sitting there. Table was completely empty. He had
Oh,
minis, he had things going on, he had dice all over the place, and he was just sitting there looking so sad. I feel so bad for that guy. If I would have had time, I would have sat down and played with you. I hope you know that. But while I was doing free RPG stuff, I came across some solo RPG stuff. I've never done a solo RPG thing, but I have with me Carved by the Garden. And this, I've played just a little bit of it, and it is absolutely amazing. Very, very crazy, very, very horror themed. I'm super pumped to get more recording of that, but that will be posted soon. It'll be something with just me in it. It'll be something with just Megan and something with just me. So it'll be a competition to see who our fans like more.
mine's just my hands.
Completely. Mine's just my hands too. I don't. I really. How I have it set up. It's just our hands. So whose hands they like more? It'll be either Megan or me. But I really want to appreciate all of our followers so far. We're really starting to grow a platform in the weakest of senses. But anything that we get, all the comments and stuff, we really really like. But we're gonna keep on doing what we're doing because we love it. And thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.